Okay, so for the next piece on the report, piece out from the White House on, they've got a plan for housing, but it doesn't seem like, concrete like steps of, okay, this is what we're doing today. It's like, here's an idea that we have. So Matt, tell us a little bit about this, the plan.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is just a plan, and it's not necessarily a reflection of immediate action that they're going to take, but I think it does state their direction that their policy making might take. This will take a lot of work as well. Just to highlight some components of the plan that they pulled out in their summary, this plan constitutes they'd like to reward jurisdictions that have reformed zoning and land use policies, deploy new financing mechanisms to build and preserve more housing where financing gaps currently exist, expand and improve existing forms of federal financing, including for affordable multifamily development and preservation, ensure that more government-owned supply of homes and other housing go to owners who will live in them, and they want to work with the private sector to address supply chain challenges and improve building techniques to finish construction in 2022 on the most new homes in any year since 2006. This is just words on a page. But when that page has White House letterhead, sometimes, not all the times, sometimes they can help you predict future policy decisions. So this is again a thought experiment under the assumption that this plan will have policy effects, which there's a lot of, they're going against the grain in some places, whether if they're going to want to turn this into legislation, maybe executive action, but there might be some congressional hurdles. Anyway, what kind of effect can we hope for? Ideally, less regulatory hurdles and more attractive housing financing could be really powerful here. But I think that ensuring that government-supported housing goes to owners who will live in them, that might take some kind of bureaucratic effort. I don't think it would be a huge drag on the investment market, but that's going to take time and money to accomplish. I
think the government getting involved in who can buy something from who and what. I just think that's not the role of the government to know who should be the one who buys this home or not. Because that's assuming that home ownership is the preferred housing choice, and that is empirically the best. The best financial decision for someone. And we clearly see the evidence right now that it's much more affordable to rent than it is to buy. Mm-hmm. So. I think this is just a bad plan. Yeah. In general, I'm sure some of the incentive, we need to get rid of the regulation in terms of being able to develop more, kind of get rid of the red tape, so we can get rid of the NIMBYism, which is really a local issue. Yeah. A lot of this is just local stuff. Yeah, if you want to spend some money for more housing, that's fine. It's probably not going to fix anything. Getting rid of the red tape is going to be much more effective. Yeah. And but a government assistance on building affordable housing makes sense. You just got to let us do it. Yeah. And getting in the way of saying who's allowed to buy a house and who's not allowed to buy a house. That's to me that's how you make things unaffordable, and that's how you screw a market up.
Well, that's what I was going to say is so every regulatory hurdle they take away, they add one back.
Yeah. Take one away, add two.
That's exactly right. And so I think that it would be nice if maybe some of the policy decisions that did work were implemented. Yeah. I think the mere fact that they're actually kind of talking about some of this stuff is great.
That's a good point.
But again, I think that this will largely depend maybe on localities.
Yeah. I guess to me, it's maybe also important, just because this is such a popular topic, is to discuss what's not in this plan. And that's like some national rent control thing that you hear people talk about. True. And I just don't see how that's constitutionally would be allowed, outside for, again, federally subsidized like housing. They can do whatever they want because they're giving you money. But to go into a municipality and say, we're going to, get in the way of kind of your the way that you handle housing at a local level. I just don't think there's any authority in the Constitution for
I think that there is, they pretty much allow the private market to be the main producers of housing in this plan as they describe it. It's not them making all of the rules, and I guess I don't want to be grateful for that, but I think that even they can't kind of
I think they
know their
acknowledge
limits.
the limitation and how politically, because they know it's a bad idea. I'd imagine. I think they probably had some economists begrudgingly tell them like, that doesn't work. So we probably, and you can't. Not only does it not work, but you can't do it, and it's a local decision. If you want to screw up your housing market, that's up for you and your local politicians to decide to do.